Okay. Um, so my Greek life experience at college at University of Pacific was pretty unique. I mean, what I did with my self-portrait was unique. What DeRosa did was unique, and my Greek life experience was unique. So, three ways I had three very hard extracurricular exercises given to me. One I did by myself, one DeRosa gave me, and one Greek life gave me. So I started one myself, and then two others were given to me. A lot of hard work, and all three were unique. Um, so I was trying to figure out my self portrait in DeRosa, and it was making me depressed. I wasn't joking when I was saying I was on suicide risk, not like actual suicide, but like career suicide, like education suicide, meaning I wasn't involved with anything. Like I would just zone out. Like career suicide. When I say suicide risk, I mean career suicide. I don't mean actual suicide. That's bad. Don't ever do actual suicide. I mean, and don't do career suicide either, but I was on career suicide watch risk. It was bad, man. I was zoned out. I'll be at parties and people who even Chris would see me at parties and I would have a beer in my hand and I would just zone out. I would just sit by myself and just zone out. Just not even involved at a party. It was bad, man. Like they didn't know how bad I had it. It was bad. Like there's a girl who had bipolar on her door in Grace Cavell. I should have had suicide risk, career suicide risk written on my door because it was that bad. It was a real problem. I would be at parties, I'm not there. I would talk to people, I'm not there. It was bad. It was so bad. So what happened was I would check out of events and everything, friends, everything. I would just leave. It was like depression where I'm not having fun because I had the extracurricular of my self portrait and DeRosa. It went hand in hand. I just couldn't figure it out. Right? It was just an extracurricular. It wasn't bad. Like none of this is evil or bad. It's just an extracurricular he gave me where it was hard. It was just so hard. And so that's where my mind was. But Greek life was like, uh-uh. And the campus was like, heck no. Min is the most fun peer brother that we've ever had. They were like, you're coming out, you're hanging out with us. So even though they were shy, they would nudge me like, hey men, come out to this event. Men, come out to this. Hey men, have you heard of this? Men, black and white party. Men. Just like Zoe. Men. All Pacific. All I heard was men. If you hear the stories that are coming up, all you heard throughout 20 2007 and 2009 was men every day. That's all you heard. All right. Ask the Rosa, ask the professors on campus. It was a different campus. All you heard was men all day long. Right. So they weren't joking when Gina's friend was like on top of the layer and she saw me. I was dressed as Lil Wayne. She's like, hey, men. I never met her before, right? Like I've seen her with Gina. Like I would walk Gina and then like they would interact, but I never met her. She's like, "Amen." Like she knew me. I'm like, okay. I just walked upstairs. Like it was like that. Where they're like, if it's men, you talk. That's why when Colleen walked by me, she's like, I'm talking. It's men. Everyone knows men. Everyone. That's how the campus was. And on top of that, Greek life was like, nah, we're not having it either. Campus life was like, no, we're not having it. Men's coming out playing with us. I don't care if you're depressed. I don't care if you're on suicide risk. You're coming out and play with us. I don't care if you have extracurriculars. You're coming out. You're playing with us, right? And on top of that, Greek life is like, yeah, we're not having it either, right? So Chris Baum started it, and then after that, Delta Gamma, Tri Delta, Alpha Phi with Carolina, like they were like, we're not having it. He's one of us. I don't care if you pay in. I don't care if you have a T-shirt. You're one of us, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. That's how hard it was on Pacific. That's how hard it was. Like an Ivy League, crazy. Everything was unique. Everything was for the first time. Everything. Everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything was new. They were doing new stuff. They were introducing themselves. Everything new. Everything was new. When men wasn't in the right mindset, the campus went quiet. When you hurt men and men speaks up, the campus goes quiet. And you see no one outside playing because it's not funny. Right? You can have fun with men, but if you hurt men and he speaks up, everyone runs and goes quiet. That's how it was. They did not want to hurt men's feelings because they want to be friends with men, right? And of course, you mess up, you don't know how. But when they mess up, they show it. They show it. They're like, oh, we messed up. We're sorry. We're going to go study. It was like that, man. It was serious, man. Like, it was not a joke with men around. It was not a joke. No one wanted to mess up. No one. They wanted to be perfect. Perfect. They did not want to mess up. So Greek life, like, literally mummified men alive. Like, just baptized them. Whether he wanted to be in it or not, it didn't matter, right? Men, of course, like he wanted to be in it, but like, cost and, he had extracurriculars and stuff. Of course, men wants to be in it. So that was his way of saying, I'm a part of it. But at the same time, men was checking out. And Greek life was like, no, we're going to mummify this kid alive, man. We're going to baptize him in Greek letters and everything. So that was my Greek life experience. As you can hear from the experience, it was unique. Like I said, everything was new. Like, it was never done before. That was never done before, where the entire campus just hugged men, and Greek life was like, that's ours. You've never seen that before. You have to pledge or be present for them to consider you. It was never a time when, you're way over at South Campus and they go over there and grab you and like, no, you're part of our Greek sorority fraternity life. And so that's what happened. Like, I was in the art department. They're like, nope, the hand of God. It was like that. It's funny, man. Like, and the same thing is happening with the CIA and NSA. They're like, nope, you're one of us. They are hilarious, man. They're so funny. It's the opposite of shyness. Complete opposite. Like I said, everything that happened on Pacific Campus, all new. All of it was new. All of it. There was no Nicole being shy and pushing men away and being racist and overly sexualized Catherine being shy. It was none of that. They were like, men doesn't like sex? Done. Men doesn't like drugs? Done. Men doesn't like drinking? Done. Whatever men likes, that's what we do. It was like that, man. They would be at parties with cups in their hands, barely drinking. If men doesn't sip, they don't sip. It was like that. It was serious, man. They've never had a brother like that. Like you grow up, like your older siblings is everything, your younger sibling is everything, and then you go into college, you become a family, and Min is the coolest. He takes school seriously. He's hurt. He puts it into his art. He looks out for the campus. He looks out for the seniors. He looks out for his class. He looks out for the underclassmen. He looks out for everyone, and everyone appreciates it, and they all look out for Min. Like they never had a brother like Min. That's why I was saying that like the family experience for the multiverse is big. It started at Pacific and it spreads out, right? I mean, it started at our whole family, but then it went to Pacific, and then now it's spreading out to the multiverse. Now they're starting to get it. They're like, yeah, that's the life we want. Like we want Min to be that cool brother, that cool brother we never had. So yeah, man, it was serious, man. It was no joke. I kept trying to get away from them, and they're like, "No, you're one of us." And I'm like, "All right, man." So it was just like that. It was simple like that. I'm like, nah, I'm not in Greek life. Just messing with them. Of course, I want to be in it. The second you want to be in it, you're in it. That's how simple it is. That's how DeRosa sees it. Like once you want to be in it, you're pretty much in it. You don't have to spend money or anything. And then they're like, no, you're one of us. And yeah, it was a new experience. It was wild, man. It was crazy. It was the craziest time, man. Like my 3 years at Pacific was the most bonkers time, man. It was not a speck of shyness. None. Like if you hear about paradise, like Atlantis, Lumeria, like real paradise, like a Eden, like a real paradise, like the multiverse, or your best friends or whatever. It was Pacific Campus. It was paradise. It was for real. Like we were all looking out for each other, man. It was crazy. But yeah, so that's my Greek life experience. It was pretty unique. I didn't spend any money. Um, that's just how I am. Where I'm likable. So you want to be memorable and likable. I'm likable to the point where people are like, just don't worry about the money. Like, we'll get you a T-shirt, or you don't even need a T-shirt. It's like that, where they're like, man, forget the T-shirt. Like, you're already one of us. Um, so yeah, I didn't. So my Greek life experience was completely free. I didn't spend any money all 3 years. It was it was a free ride. Oh man, yeah, yeah. Like when you become likable, which is hard to do, got to work on it. When you become likable like that, people like being around you, and they'll cut corners for you. So with Nicole and Catherine, the CIA and NSA, but everyone, work on being likable, not sexy, not hot, not Brad Pitt, like just good looks, likable, like really likable. So for Huang, Tin, and Tin's starting to get it. He's starting to become more likable. I remember him younger. He was more shy. He wasn't getting it, but he's starting to get it now. You got to be more likable, and people like being around you, and they'll hit you up all the time. So for Huang, Tao, and Tying, work on being likable. Look it up. What does it mean, and what is likable? What do you like in certain people, and what's popular? What's likable? Look it up. Because that's the new trend for the stock market. That's the new trend, to be likable. Like if you start finding things that are likable, Nintendo, Pokemon, that are likable, you're gonna make a lot of money. A lot of money. You see with Microsoft, their phones aren't likable, right? If you invest there, you're gonna lose money. You know what I mean? Apple is very likable. Nike is very likable. Yeah, likability. That being very memorable. Um, people people make shortcuts for you if you're likable and they want to be your friend. So yeah, that was my Greek life experience. It was completely free. They grabbed me, man. They mummified me, man. They're like, nah, we're mummifying you alive. It was funny. Like, I knew I was already one of them. I was like, we're buddies. Like, we're buddies. Like, I can't afford it, but we're buddies, so that's good enough. But they're like, no, that's not good enough. You need to know. I was like that, man. It was rough. A lot of times I'll be like, nah, yeah, it's okay. Like it's all right. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be over here. You don't have to be my friend. You don't have to give me a T-shirt or anything like that. They're like, no, we gotta give you a T-shirt. It was like that, man. It's like the world didn't matter, life doesn't matter, heaven didn't matter, multiverse didn't matter. It's like we gotta get men a T-shirt. It was like that, man. It was so simple. It was just so simple. So simple, man. It's like get men a T-shirt, get men a Sigma Chi T-shirt. That's it. That's all everyone's focused on. All campus. Like when one person comes up with an idea, the whole campus gets on it. The entire campus gets on. Once they get wind of it, they're like, yeah. Get men a T-shirt, or get men to more parties, or get like yeah. Colleen, talk to men. Like get him into our group. Like we didn't care. We didn't care. Colleen didn't say hello, or we didn't care that it wasn't perfect. They tried to make it perfect. I was like, that was a good start, Colleen. And then Kelly could come in later, and then this person could come in, and then this person. They were all planning it all out, man. I was just laughing, man. Like I was laughing the whole time. They were heck of fun. They were having so much fun. And it's easy for me. Like if you invite me, I'm gonna come over, and then But for them, it was fun. It was like, oh man, we messed up. We're gonna try better next time. It was so funny. Like they sent in Carolina, like Carolina. It's like, oh no, don't have him at Pike parties. Like he needs to focus. Like it's his senior year, he needs to focus. He's about to change the world. Don't get him to our parties. Like stuff like that. Where it's like they were funny, man. I would just laugh when I hear stuff. I would be like, y'all funny, man. So the whole time I was a superstar. They loved it. They're like, yeah, let men be the superstar. We're just having fun. But yeah, it was like that. It was like they were serious about their science project. Like it was a real science project, like at Yale or Harvard or Brown or any Ivy League school. Like they took it very seriously. It was like one step, another step, another step to get closer and closer to what they wanted was to get closer to men. They took it serious, man. Like no joke. That's why they're still talking about it to this day, because it's not done yet. To them, it's not done yet. They haven't met men yet, so it's not done yet. So yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's just thinking back at it. That was funny. Like they tried everything, man. Like they worked hard. So they had schoolwork, and then on their free times, they would like listen to each other. It's like, okay, what's the new thing that we're doing for men? Get men a T-shirt. Get men to Sigma Chi. Get men to more parties. Get men to talk to Colleen. They're like, okay, Delta Gamma, you're up, right? And then it's like, okay, Alpha Phi, you're up. And then Tri Delta, you're up, right? Or they might see men at a fraternity party. Like, oh yeah, we got men. All right, let's get them into more. Let's get them into more parties. So when they catch wind of men, wherever men move, like a real CIA agent, like wherever men move, they're like, oh, we're on it. Like, all right, what's the next move? Every time. So yeah, it was for real. They were like, every time someone comes up with an idea, the entire campus jumps on it. It was it was fun. Like I would listen too. I was like, wait, so what's the ideas going? Which one are we doing? I would just sit back and just enjoy it. Like, which one are we doing? Like, oh, that one. Get me a T-shirt. Okay, I'm gonna watch how this pans out. They're like, yeah, man, just watch. Which one? We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. And then they try to do something else, and it was just funny, man. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, it was a serious science project. It's still a little abstract today, but um, later on you can look back at it and summarize it, and it'll make more sense what they did. Because it was real. Like, um, I can't even explain it to this day. It was so unique. Um, yeah, even DeRosa's thing's unique. It's like, um, yeah, I can't even explain that. It's still fresh. Like, and it hurt, man. Oh my gosh, it hurt, man. Like I was in so much pain. My 3 years, like I was in a lot of pain. Um, I wanted to apologize. I didn't know what to say. I was in shock. I was in so much pain for 3 years. Um, but Pacific Campus took it as a challenge. They're like, we gotta snap men out of it. You gotta come play with us. And I'm like, all right, all right, all right. Like, even while I'm like still depressed and stuff, and still on suicide risk, career suicide risk. I'm like, all right, I'll come play with you guys and girls. Being at Lamar's parties and just hanging out. It was like that where I was like really monotone. I'm like, I'm there, but I'm not there. But they're like, that's good enough. They're like, we don't want to push him in too hard. Like we know he's going through a lot. Trying to save the world and all. They knew. They're like, men's going through a lot, man. That's a lot of extra. That's a big extracurricular to try to save the world. Um, so they were trying to be there for me as much as they can, and they knew it was big. Like they knew men was gonna do something big. Not just to be a star, but really try to save the world. And they were um they were trying to participate in it as much as they can, and try to reach men. Get Colleen, get someone to reach men, cause he's all alone on the island. But they knew men was he was gonna do it. Um, like like they didn't know if it's gonna be successful or not, but it looked like Min was determined to do it for himself, to test himself to see if he can. That's what I mean when they say Min's gonna do it. Not that he's gonna change the world, that he's gonna try. Like they've never seen that. They've never seen that in any student in high school, anyone going, I'm gonna do it. Um, and it looked different from being like, I'm gonna be president. Because that still looks like I'm gonna be a star. This looks like Jesus stuff. Like to them, they're like, nah, men's Jesus for real. Like this is not about being president or anything shallow. It's like men really is gonna try. And they knew it. Like he looks like he's gonna try. Like that's crazy. And success or fail, they wanted to be there. They're like, we want to be there for you, whether you succeed or fail. Like we want to be there because that's cool. Like that you want to try, that you're confident in yourself enough to try, and you believe enough in humanity to try. You believe in people, and they were like, "Yeah, men's gonna do it. Men's gonna do it. Do it." All campus, like all campus long was like men, 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 and all campus was like, "He's gonna do it." That was the whisper, like men's gonna do it. Men's gonna do it. Men's gonna do it. All campus, everyone's like, "Men's gonna do it." Every day, there's more proof. Every day, every day, every time they see something new with men, they're like, "Dang, he's gonna do it." he's really gonna do this every day. It's like, just like everyone to this day, they're like, he's really gonna do this. Every time they see something new, and we hear about it, but he's really gonna do this every day. And that's how it was at Pacific. They're like, this kid is really gonna do it. And they're like, success or fail, we want to be there for you. So yeah, that was my Greek experience, and that was my Pacific experience. It was very unique. I wouldn't I wouldn't trade anything about it. It was so unique. It was so different. Um, of course, what I wanted, I mean, I guess it's not original, but I wanted to be a star with with my peers in the world. But this was unique. This was different, and we might not understand different, but different might be good. It might be good. So something for future people to think about and stuff and to study. Different might be good. It might be because there's so many new programs being created by students around men every day. Every day, something new was being created. I think it would have happened when if I was a star or not. It would have happened then, and it would have happened without the stardom, no matter what. Just because men brings that out of people. Um, but yeah, my Greek life was different. Just wait until they tell you the stories, man. Just wait. Just wait until you hear Pacific students tell you the stories, man. It's bonkers. It's bonkers, man. Like, it was so unique, man. The campus was alive, right? And it was all about men. It was crazy, and they were having fun. They're like they were like searching for their peers, like who's doing what, you know. Um, but my Greek life experience was unique. My Pacific experience was unique. Coming into Pacific was unique. Like, it was all of it. Even what DeRosa did was unique. So I just had unique, 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 unique. Just like my admissions, it was like brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new. Um, so I liked it. It wouldn't be what I would do, but I look back at it and I like it. It's one of those time arrives things. Like, sure, I would have done this, but I still like this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I would have done this, but I still like this on the same level. I would have done this, but I still like this. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot to learn from it because it's so different. So I just had a lot of uniqueness throughout my experience, and I hope a lot of I hope a lot of kids going into college get that, you know, and not just be ordinary. I hope they go into college hoping that the experience is unique, like specific to them. It doesn't have to be like men, just specific to you, just unique. So for kids going to Ivy Leagues and stuff, make it a unique experience. Don't just don't just go in there and be another smart kid. All right. So yeah, that was my Greek life. It was unique, man. In my Pacific campus life, it was unique.